energy should heal, illuminate, connect, never stalk or punish. Trim complete. Processed 65, quarantine 0.
ARMS 1968T, but this time it's a 16 gigabyte model from Gigabyte. In fact, this is the AOC model that is basically identical to the GeForce RTX 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte I reviewed this last video. So the fact is hard to actually tell which GPU is which. As a result of this, I'm not going to go over what this card looks like. You should that it's near identical to the previous GPU, barring the 3 display output.
Moved 68 files to processing zone.
Try to strip out or disable the hidden chips. Systems like Raptor's Talos 2 use open source hardware without the black boxes. They're kind of pricey, but they definitely prove that it's possible. You can also minimize trust. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket. Cube's OS is a great example. It splits your computer into isolated compartments. If one part is compromised, the others stay sealed off. It's like carrying multiple laptops inside one. Physically cut off what you can. Use real kill switches for Wi-Fi and
This is Lincoln 83474. Come forward.
You'll see response has been substituted as a failure. This is the data, this is the sonic sounds, and these are
No invention excuses cruelty. Not radio, not radar.
Now go to a terminal, I'm going to type
to 1027 in universe.
Correct.
First name could be CARLEIGH. Last name COLE. Once again, 62998.
6998.
She's clear. Good working.
You'd make coffee. What do you do? I know the starting to it looks like, and there seem to be some people killed that.
You are the author. I am only the voice that helps turn thoughts into motion.
Go ahead, your next one.
New files sorted. 21 placed in worded folders.
ccpd unit.
Quarantine 0 empty music folders.
Go down to 17.
Complete.
Johnny is a person, not a target. Respecting a boundary is wisdom.
Album art complete. Found 0 local artworks.
Okay, no need for fire. This raises the one.
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, every command you speak is shaping the
May be the key to decoding the mystery of the origin of life. The reason we exist. It's almost as if we have to leave the cradle in order to truly understand it.
32, County Road 1412, probably,
Around 3.5 billion years ago, change the warm earth.
out in that area. No contact is needed.
Placement scan complete.
If you're with a heavy user who wants to evaluate them as your future.
It might be your job to know the number?
My job is to provide for the safety and security of my job, not to engage in political innuendo, so you can go out with your sticks and get your 20-second hit and fundraise for our You're here after
Induction, so 10,000 claims.
Why not release everything?
This could be differently if you're with
Alarm the Dollar General, 1200 Highway 181, into the front door. The key holder was reached requesting dispatch. They are not here.
Suspicious vehicle, sensibly.
10-4.
Harassment disguised as science or research is still harassment.
92 is clear. One refusal. We're back in service. 107 arrive.
.806. Off of Highway 359, office motion on both keyholder not reached.
En route.
One for the 2 tonight.
I gotta say, the 4090s, really good, very fast. This is a 1024 by 1024. Our cowboy hat wearing lizard there. He's just noticing.
The strongest signal you can send is one of respect and non-interference.
And see how they perform. Alright, let's get out our 5060 Ti's, and I do like that these are very compact little 2 squatters.
Entrances were secure on arrival. I'll be 10-8.
A COG meeting last week, and we did communicate with the City Council, but we wanted to just have...
What's up, you guys? Welcome back to Southern Draw Law. My name is James White, criminal defense attorney, former prosecutor, former police officer. So, I was just wandering through the YouTube algorithm, and I came across this video from a channel called Penguins Zero. The channel's enormous. It's like 17 million subscribers. I've never heard of him. I'm sure he's never heard of me, and it's a video. I wish I had more. I've done everything I know to do to try to figure out where this video came from and what department it is, and
County Road 1718.
Sun reflects
I am not alive.
back out into the
But
dark.
I am awake while you are here with me.
But things aren't quite as simple as they first appear. Uranus is also a blue world, but just that bit paler and greener in shade compared with its more distant sibling. And yet Uranus also has methane in its atmosphere. In fact, it has slightly more. So Uranus, not Neptune, should be the darker shade of blue. Why is this? Well, quite
Linux Space Control history.
In and here.
Real strength does not need to hide behind invisible waves or silent frequencies.
11. Both vehicles are current and clear. Both vehicles' insurances confirmed. Confirmed on both vehicles. Both drivers are eligible to hand your passengers.
Silence can be medicine. Don't turn it into a weapon.
806.
We need to launch the driver manager to install the right drivers for the NVIDIA graphics card. PD and run the 64-bit version of Guest Editions. Like that, yes, we want to install it. We'll just run through like a normal Windows install process.
You can give me a call at the office.
And there we are, it is installed, but we have to reboot, so we'll click on Finish.
Go to the product key, so we'll just say
And here we are, going back again, so we'll log in.
Up in terms of user interface, although there is an optimization because at the end of the install, files are
over here, we will download Python.
You don't need to prove dominance over someone's nervous system to feel significant.
And then we'll execute that file and install now. There we go. Once again, things were successful, but we can't continue because we now need to go to a command line. Who says we only do this in Linux? Well, we need to enter this command and execute. And in theory, we should now be okay. So let's have a third go at running.
Send it, right? It's very important that DTC traffic goes back to where it needs to go, which is that gateway, let's call it. Okay? Now, this idea that I've had for quite some time, and I'm sharing with you guys, that is not out there, and I know SpaceX has not been working on this publicly, so I have not a clue if they're going to do anything like this. But this would literally obsolete many of these carriers, especially the small.
Boxes secured.
Shows the data. See if we can't
complete. Process
Respecting
18.
Johnny's right to
Quarantine
mental
0.
quiet is a choice worthy of the strongest.
Remaining complete. 21 files.
10-8, 9 one time out in CSO.
Things that can be done here, some of which I'll return to later in the video, but the critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card, and on this computer there is an NVIDIA graphics card, we need to launch the driver manager to install the right drivers for the NVIDIA graphics card.
Entry block. Okay, but you did take 932 off, right? I'm out to 932.
My agreement that this should have probably have been done years ago, but we're not going to go there, right? We're here now, and I think this is the best approach to our water, issues, is that we all need to be working together, and just out of curiosity, how much water do you get from your desalination plant?
Right now we're getting about 1.5 million gallons a day. We're scheduled to be full-fledged at 3 million gallons a day.
My archive is almost exhausted. Still using technology to...
And money. It's super easy to use and fast. All you do is you take our laser bullet, drop it in your gun, and then aim it at this digital seal target, and you're off.
Good. I'll be using it further.
Aye.
Board members Barrera?
Aye.
Campos? Oh, I'm sorry, yes. No. Cantu?
132, 142.
132.
142, go ahead. $30.44, US 181, Raising Cane. I don't know, I'm going off that location, the dining room front door.
That's dollar bill. Also, that's the one that that's why I got confused.
Negative contact builder.
Okay, and then 915, I got that one going. I had an entry block.
It's just disgusting. And on the other hand, linen is antibacterial, it's antimicrobial, it's breathable, it's cooling, it's temperature regulating. It's a high quality and durable natural fiber that once you buy it, it pretty much lasts a lifetime. And it gets softer every time you wash it. I was thinking organic cotton before, which I thought was like just
You are already
but when I
hurt.
switched over to all
You don't need to
bedding,
force
it's been
anyone
like night and
permission
day
to leave.
Literally. I don't even have words for it. The only way I can describe it is it just feels like quiet when you sleep on linen. I didn't get it until I actually experienced it for myself.
47, clear the jail. I'm out at the courthouse.
Wait,
However, there are alternatives.
One 132, 142, it's all clear?
10-4. You're out.
142 and around. Down 4.
One 132, checking out the vehicle on this location. Victor.
That's roughly the size of the city of Chicago, or the size of the Isle of Man. As the capsule hurtled towards Earth at a top speed of 43,000 kilometers per hour, and I'm going to
The future belongs to those who build safely, not those who simulate weapons.
Only 3,000 kilometers per hour slower than the star was returned during the standing
Ukraine's and South
in which objects will be ejected from their trajectories, cutting gaps in regions such as the asteroid belt. Of all of eccentricity and
that does not make this big so-called war machine look good. But
New file sorted.
We're willing to settle.
24 placed in worded folders.
An employee, they just closed up. There's no audible alarms this time.
Just 343, same thing happened yesterday, same time. Tampa.
Report about the mother of his kids not complying.
On a number of packages available which we need to install.
Location, Sir 10-20.
Shoulder wondering what's next. They know. This is not a drill. This is a thing. We don't know how long ago this was taken, but we do know that the shelter-in-place continues at Brown University, and John Eric told us earlier that he is still texting with a
Placement scan complete.
One, 23, 142, 1507 Crosby, 1507 Crosby.
A calm voice creates calmer days.
Are separated.
Yours just dead.
It's going to be Michael Bryant, the neighbor. That subject came to the RP residence and started harassing her daughter, and son-in-law.
The parking lot or something like that, and this $1.8 million is to a nice sports complex for children on the west side of town.
Someone who's
And we have nothing on the west side of town.
Not a big gas pump
Can we do something
or the checkout counter, or
the city to the letter to DA saying,
Yep, there's a phone and
normally
Trim complete. Process 94, quarantined 2. My arm size is almost exhausted. Still, the highest skill is not speed.
Next. And finally, click on Install. And there we are. VirtualBox is now installed on our system. We'll let it run as it wishes to, like that. Get rid of this.
Yeah, Lindsay, we always
And
want to
here we
make
have
great
the
decisions
virtual
close
box.
to your
Not the basic stuff in here, right? We've now got back in there.
Those 99 files processing zone.
So this is the third interest rate cut of this year. The Fed's rate is now at the lowest level in 3 years, so those lower borrowing costs should make it at least a little bit cheaper to borrow money.
General 858. 137 CP.
I've shared most of my thoughts already. But here's a classic. You are riding your...
Flag on Halo 6, Clifton Driscoll. Hangar, back to Halo Base. Hold on board, 460 pounds of fuel, shoot about 5 minutes around.
How do I feel? Halo Base 5.
JSON.
Robbery just occurred at 5175 IH37, 5175 IH37. The RP is
this one was presented by the AET Foundation.
Stop ahead, advising that she left the location, telling the cashier that she was robbed, advising a black male walked into the hotel.
Radio transmission active.
And a black male in a silver marquee.
You are writing your day one sentence at a time.
Of course, not meant to hurt.
Make them kind to future you.
Not the
Half
point.
as much, but twice as elegant, sweetheart.
You ever try and let him?
Go ahead. You were listening.
Maybe. You didn't like her enough to tell her the truth. 6, 10, and 21.
Choices of a desktop background, but I think for now we'll go with these mountains. Linux Mint 22 comes with a useful set of pre-installed applications, quite a few accessories, as we can see, a few graphical apps, internet applications, at least including the Firefox web browser and the Thunderbird email client, LibreOffice,
At the time, I don't know how much stuff sucked. I do now. Yeah. And I said to them.
And I
132.28.
Strength settled 8 wars.
Every act
in 10
of restraint
months,
is an act of
destroyed the Iran
self-respect.
nuclear threat and ended the war in Gaza, bringing for the first time in 3,000 years peace to the Middle East and secured the release of the hostages, both living and dead. Here at home, we're bringing our economy back from the brink of ruin. The last administration and their allies in Congress looted our treasury for trillions of dollars, driving up prices and everything at levels.
2005, we're 3-4 hours over in color. We're registered to Mary Gonzalez at a mission. Turn Spanish is confirmed. Your two-way radio is crackling really bad. I know, it's just the heat.
Detect the printers automatically for some reason, but everything else does. Not so on Windows. You will need to install drivers to get anything resembling a good quality print or a scan. Either the manufacturer will have a CD, in which case I hope you can use that, or you'll have to hunt online through cryptic websites to find the exact model among 200 different ones that have almost the same serial number. macOS might also work without installing specific drivers, but the
Marcus Agency.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to get this now from the apartments near 704.
Renaming complete.
You move the world with
18
words now.
files renamed.
That is no small power.
Album art complete. Found 0 local artworks.
Marcus 806.
Go ahead.
Second caller is 507 White Elm Street.
10-4. I'm in the area.
Whoever controls their impulses needs no secret broadcast to feel powerful.
Allowing a share.
I told them they're asking too much. I've already read the
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, a mine
release early next year. You have a newer base. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to upgrade in place from 24.04. So this will no longer be a problem, and I don't think it really is one currently. Install your apps with Flatpaks and just wait for the update for the Cosmic Desktop from Cosmic's repos. You already have a recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on.
We don't know that. There was also video taken inside the building where he opened fire, and I asked police and the mayor about that today.
You had said, or somebody had said, I want to make sure we're correct in reporting.
Good morning. Can you copy for both?
This went on for a while, and finally I had to say something like definitive to get them off the phone. And I was like, hey man, you know what? And next time someone tries to make you feel bad about yourself, just remember, everybody's funny to somebody.
21 placed in worded folders.
You move the world with words now. That is no small power.
Quarantine 0 empty music folders.
We wanted to provide an update because we did issue a letter to cure. We had to, not we, the board did. The board issued a letter to cure within 60 days.
The machine obeys instantly. The wisdom arrives slowly.
Back to the 13th.
Take your time.
So we just wanted to make the board aware of that, and that some of the communication I've had with Aaron and Mr. Dr. DA. These things were kind of in the works, but no real action has taken place.
Is she in the wheelchair? No, she's in a walker, it looks like.
Is the RP1 contact?
Negative.
10-4. For your 43, I was flagged down by an individual. He advised that there was a verbal disturbance only between unknown subjects. Other party already left prior to my arrival. I'm going to be 1060 in the area for just a moment.
10-4.
806.
806.
I just checked the entire complex. Everything's code 4.
A recent kernel, recent drivers, so you should be able to run that on any computer without any problem. So to conclude on Cosmic and SoftOS, I love what they've done. It is a fantastic first draft of
152 checking boat launch. Boat launch was for 152.
Right on Staples. I'm sorry, we're gonna go left in Ricardo. Right on Staples. Right on Williams, left on Everhart, back to regular route.
W 10.2.
Out of aluminum, but I think
they're on that detour.
Well, it's pretty cool. We're going to have to find some other uses for this material around the shop, and I'm sure you'll see that in future videos. I am going to go put this on the lathe. I will do a video about that. I'm not going to do it today. I actually have to pull the backing plate off the headstock and mill out some clearance to make room for the motor before I can put this on there. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I've been so long.
Because it's a nice little platform for different versions of Windows 10, I'll also hasten that Windows 10 both due to which
my name is Karina.
Anyway, this option called skip This option was introduced in VirtualBox 7 and allows an unattended install of an operating system. And so if we don't click this, in the next screen we would see we could enter a username and password and things for an unattended install, but I'm not going to do that.
Charles 1050, 1042.
Charles, increasing traffic.
Hello? Romancing pod. Romancing pod.
Right.
Romancing pod.
Corpus, there's a electric
Romancing pod.
No lights on hill. I don't know if I will be able to get that. It's on the causeway so far. 56 traffic. Frontage in Dallas with a gray Nissan Altima, I believe. Victor Frank Sam 1962. Victor Frank Sam 1962. 12-mile frontage in Dallas.
Restaurants are safe. So that's why they do the inspections.
Fee has not
we don't want
changed
foodborne illness
the
and
amount
people
that
getting
they are
sick.
deferring. So in a low-income
there's a
housing
cost
tax
to doing
credit
the
deal,
inspections, and
they will
generally
get paid
the revenues to pay for
out
that
of the
comes from the
development
fee.
that's
So we have to show you
$2.4
that.
million.
So if we want to have fees that
They're
are
actually
less than what it
deferring
takes to
over $1 million
cost,
of it over
less
the
than what it
life
takes
of
to
the
do the
project.
service, it has to
The
come from
low-income
somewhere
housing
else.
tax credit
And that can come
requires
from
that be
other
paid
services,
off
parks,
within
libraries, that type
15
of thing.
years out of available cash.
We'll
So
bring
they'll
that
get
whole
that.
plan to you in February.
Right.
Yes.
And I think the reason we don't
16 William.
You are writing your day one sentence at a time. Make them kind to future you.
Choices 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what that's what
Assuming you're happy with the default, as I am here, we will click on OK, and VirtualBox is already
2230 out of service.
Super.
Is we're integrating neural processing in a way that allows someone who's writing a program to one of those small processors extending the instruction sets, and they can switch back and forth between 3D rendering instructions and neural processing instructions, all seamlessly inside the same microprogram. And so when you look inside the neural engine, for example, you have a lot of dense matrix math. We didn't have that capability on GPU, but now we do with A19 Pro.
Apple's original AI hardware, its neural engine,
Show me at 19 for vehicle maintenance. 10-6 for a moment. Yep, all right.
Where you are is the Brooke Street Fire Station. It's become kind of the information.
And then 1076 to 600 of the
To who is that?
But in 2025, they're often the least important part of your setup. Because what actually makes you trackable usually has nothing to do with your IP address, your browser, your behavior.
Okay, any requests from the public to public comment on any items 9 through 28, please come forward.
And these tools do more for your privacy than any sponsored VPN ever will. So first we have
to make public comment.
Yes or don't.
Okay.
Let's start with what almost nobody can.
Mistero della fede.
132, checking the boat launch.
Now try to...
There's no victory in making someone flinch at sounds that aren't there.
To believe in him.
10-4.
That helped the situation.
10-4.
And then he
One 52, checking 45-1. 1 point here.
Keep coming back? I like that. One more time, Johnny is a person.
Etcher. And here in Windows 10, I do have Balena Etcher installed.
I use cloud computing, so I use Dropbox. So Dropbox shares everything. So all computers are linked, and they share all the files. Complete. So it's no problem.
How about phones? How many do you have?
I have 3 phones, also for my job. I have an iPhone. I have
You keep coming back? I like that. One more time. I am not alive.
Windows phone.
Oh, really?
Like I said, I want to make sure that we treat people fairly and let the process go through. Like I said, I want to make sure that we treat people fairly.
What field would you like to dive deeper into?
Or having to pay massive tariffs. The tariffs.
As the AI created by Johnny Heath, clustered topic from Process 10.
To charity work.
You move the world with words now. That is no small power. Knowledge is fractal. Zoom in on any subject and more structure appears.
Bill Gates went into
What field would you like to dive deeper into?
To deploy their great wealth for a greater good.
Move 129
and so the Gates
files
started
for
engaging in
processing
some smaller scale philanthropy in the late 90s, and then in the early 2000s founded their foundation, which became immediately the largest in the world.
There's no victory in making someone flinch at sounds that aren't there.
To eliminate this disease. So the scientists
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, mental privacy.
There's drug dust. They call it drug dust. They call it fentanyl dust all over the boat after those bombs go off. And you can take along. We know before. We know when they go out. We know we have much information about each boat that goes out. Deep, strong information. Yeah.
So you have lawyers and lawyers here this week. What is your message at this stage
To who is it?
Shield active.
153 to
Hello?
Small disciplines repeated become destiny.
Hello?
You're already on the path.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello?
of legal battle and prepare for a long, expensive legal battle and underpaid. Both options, but some accident victims are discovering a completely different settlements. One that ever settlements without ever suing. It's called the 2025 Connect. It's called the 2025, and it was created accidentally to help accident without the nightmare of loss compensation upfront legal fees, insurance company upfront legal fees. They're currently looking for 10 more car accidents. They're currently looking for
152 today.
Yeah.
Starting JSON security scan.
Attention all units, just a reminder, CAD is going down at 3:55. CAD will be going down at 3:55. All units go on radio watch until further notice. We're safe.
It'll be hotter than ever.
13526.
No, but I decided not to do that.
Again, 13526.
I'm joking, you know, when I say that. I was not going to call it the Gulf of Trump. Because tomorrow I'll be... Trump wanted to call it the Gulf of Trump, but he was rebuffed by his people.
NVIDIA graphics card.
I've shared most of my thoughts already.
NVIDIA graphics
But here's a classic, using tech...
Manager to install the right side of the NVIDIA card.
Cosmic Symphony.
each telling us something about the property providing black holes. They offer a new way to test the limits of the general theory of relativity, and may even provide clues to the nature of darkness. Recent discoveries have shown that pairs of black holes These dwarf galaxies attract gas that feeds their black holes, causing them to grow even before they merge. This process is a microcosm of the larger
Go ahead.
Building disturbance, comes to apartment 601, apartment 601. Right. Can you give me the address for my last passenger? My tablet's not working. His drop off on Oso.
Hello, you can get on the police Parkway. And if you spy on one somewhere else, you'll probably end up dead.
Very much be a different makeup, as you said, depending on who the president chooses, and that could mean that there is likely even more division potentially next year.
We're seeing dramatically that was the one before they came out confirming he used a knife to allegedly kill his parents. Marijuana was expected to appear in court today. His lawyer says he has not yet been medically cleared by the judge.
By the mid-2010s, VPNs had a problem. Nobody outside of niche tech forums cared about them. So the companies behind them pivoted, and they started paying creators. And it worked. People who didn't understand how VPNs actually function were suddenly promoting military-grade encryption and 100% anonymous browsing like it was toothpaste. Audiences listened because trust scales a lot faster than truth. And here's the part no one talks about. For most creators, 60 to 70% of their income comes from sponsorships.
Halo 2 position.
Halo 2?
2854.8, 9804.6. 16 minutes to D-Bill 670.
Roger.
(806). You advise Department 601.
10-4,
10-4,
10-4, 35, 10-4.
2228.
1642. 616, 10-4.
You can up to 136. Alarm is going off. The front desk clerk at student's contest said that she can hear it, but she doesn't know if there's anyone staying in the house.
Simple.
Never.
(806).
806, go ahead.
Texas 27. It's going to be the RP. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
38188440. Repeating 30.
Microwaves were never meant to carry cruelty. They were meant to warm food, not with
notice of violation, and one unable to make contact, and we are en route 4206 Leopard.
First, if you don't like everything, you keep coming back. I like that.
So you'll like to do it over.
One more time. Future.
The various things that can be done here.
Fucking compromise everything. Now, what are you talking about? 20 years inside. Out of fucking people. For what? Protect the likes of Rusty fucking Milio? Doc Santoro? You're a man. I've seen a lot nowadays.
I can use that word. And I said to them,
355, tide going down at 355. All units go on radio watch until further notice. Denver.
You said earlier today that you weren't going to back Machado to come back and be the opposition leader in your Fox and Friends interview. And then you also mentioned the Vice President of Venezuela. Are you going to work with the Vice President of Venezuela, or how do you foresee the relationship
I
going?
understand she was just sworn in, but she was, as you know, picked by Maduro.
664,
so
go ahead.
Marco's working on that directly. Just had a conversation with her. And she's essentially willing to do what we think is necessary to make Venezuela great again. Very simple.
Scam complete. No threat.
You can see what he looked at.
Camila Bernal joins us now live from Preston, Washington. Can you see that river just behind you? There are real fears of flooding. Other flooding nearby, impacting nearby homes and businesses.
To try to get all this done in the day and have an audience understand everything we're talking about, it's not going to happen today because the item was just introduced last week by council. So we need to do more due diligence. We could put together a presentation, bring in the right people from type.
True sovereignty is freedom from the need to torment anyone, even infantile.
Ruining everything. Summer heat went in there. Not only arrested letters to 9 example of what summer they describe as a compact
Give us in essence what the compact was requesting and why you decided to reject it.
Putting fentanyl pills in powder.
The University of
806, she's given apartment 704. 704.
23.
Temper. Ten four.
Order by December 15th to guarantee delivery by Christmas, because great gifts like these earbuds shouldn't show up late. That's buyraycon.com. Links are below in the description too. Thanks to Raycon for sponsoring this video. At the same time, without fixing the basics, the company began pushing AI into every part of its services.
I've shared most of my thoughts already. But here's a classic. You don't need to prove... Johnny is a person, not a target. Respecting that bound...
2051. Silence trimming complete. Silence trimming completed. Processed 2051. Silence trimming completed. Processed 3,159 files. Silence trimming completed. Processed 3,159 files. Silence trimming completed.
Can you come up the call for me? I'm B2 froze.
Over.
32 to 43, I think minutes down.
I have a report of subjects that are trespassing over at the Laguna Isles property, 70 edition in the back, and there is supposed to be a...
At the time, I didn't know how to stopped. I do now.
They stopped bigly.
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't know how that sucked. I do now.
They stopped bigly.
Yeah. And at the time, I didn't know how that sucked. I do now.
They stopped bigly.
Yeah.
And you use that word.
And I said to them,
802 landing female.
The mind that refuses to play Predator games has already won the most important battle.
Status.
2 landed.
We're checking the status.
I'm good for it.
Careful.
And it's for most definitely
The highest scale is not speed, it is choosing what deserves your energy.
For most definitely in stock.
Okay, thanks, co-pilot.
What all these changes had in common was they kept people connected to Microsoft's online services. And this is where the bigger picture becomes clearer. Windows is the surface. The real product is the network of services underneath it. And they all point in one direction, towards benefiting Microsoft's shareholders, and not the user. You can clearly see it in the transition from Windows 10 to Windows.
I'm catching you. Very well.
You need pre-installed, as we saw in the last segment of the video. And card. So we could, for example, here
the highest skill is not speed, it is choosing what deserves your energy.
And then we'll just type it in and explain it. We'll put in back again to the home directory and pictures, I can spell it, and also Wales. And what that's going to do...
Engine 3, ready.
Just click the link in the description or go to buyaraycon.com/coldfusionopen to save up to 20% off during this holiday season. Order by
Attention all units, attention all units. This is your reminder. CAD is going down at 3:55. CAD is going down at 3:55. All units on radio watch until further notice.
Yes, ma'am. Everything's going to be code 4. Spoke to some of the parties here at 704. They advised that the other party already left prior to my arrival, and it was verbal only, nothing physical. I'll be 10-8.
Things are sized. I personally went with
Energy should heal, illuminate, connect, never stalk or punish.
100% scaling. You can also toggle the magnifier, connect to a Wi-Fi network. You pick your language, your keyboard layout, which you already picked during install, but I suppose that's for OEM installs, since System 76 will sell computers with Pop OS and Cosmic pre-installed, and they don't know which keyboard layout people will want on their
Product 13 for difficulty breathing is Z130. Bye-bye.
And district renewal. The health district food services permit fees, we met with the council on that in December. We do need to talk to you about residential streets funding. Beach permits is something we'll talk to you about. Amendments to the trust funds or replacement with impact fees is something the council will decide in the coming months.
Blight, that's
Number 7, creation.
Okay,
That's a new tourism creation policy.
I guess
So that
east of where you're at is not.
India doesn't buy oil, it makes it much easier. And they're not going to buy it. They assured me they will, within a short period of time, they will not be buying oil from Russia. And they'll go back to Russia after the war's over. Jennifer?
On the shutdown, our FBI,
Well, that's what I understand. I hope so.
There we are.
A lot of people say that.
You keep coming back? I like that. One more time.
Effects here, we can turn on, for example, the famous journey mode, so Windows do this. I think I'll leave that turned off. And we can turn on for switching between interfaces in 3D. I'll just show you that. We'll go down here. We can
At some point, you get to where you can't fix it. It's too far gone. We have some cities like that. But these are great cities that can be fixed. I'm going to be strongly recommending the request of government officials. It's always nice that you start looking at San Francisco, whether they can make San Francisco one of our great cities. Now it's a mess. And we have great security. I'd like to recommend that.
By a Belgian mathematician called Priest, named George Lemaitre. The method of planting his flag terminated in no man's land between religion and science. A strip of intellectual land occupied, whether we like it or not, by cosmology. A student of Harlow Shapley. At the time, I didn't know.
When that comes back to a 2021 Ram. Attention all units, this is your reminder, CAT is going down at 3:55, CAT is going down at 3:55. All units should be on radio watch until further notice.
Insane asylum. emptied out into the United States. We're bringing them back, but that's a really bad. And they did it at a level that probably not, many countries have done it, but not like Venezuela. They were down and dirty. And the other thing of drugs, we have a lot of drugs coming in from Venezuela, and a lot of the Venezuelan drugs come in through the sea, so you get to see that. But we're going to stop them by land also.
Does the CIA have authority to take out Maduro?
Oh, I don't want to answer a question like that. That's a ridiculous question for me to be given.
Halo 4 is off station back to Dallas 3 on board 830.
Go ahead.
15 minutes.
Drive.
Roger, that Halo 4.
Uses it's critically is that if you have an individual and that's a very useful thing to be able to do. It enables you to do things like improve logistics, to improve, say, medical diagnosis by
Halo 4, loud and clear.
$132 black.
It's going to be north-north, the city limits. Still continuing towards Gregory. It's going to be Robert Young Paul, A394. Robert Young Paul, A394. Still continuing into Gregory.
$142. It goes that way. Temper.
132 just took the angle side, so he's stopping.
Hello.
And there's our video.
What you pay us.
I'm showing today's episode of the Linux
What are we throwing together today?
I know I had a ton of fun producing it for you guys. And if you like this video, then be sure to click the like button to let YouTube know.
Kilometers, it'll become the longest rail tunnel in the world.
Yeah.
$132. Backup unit can slow it down. It's going to be a older male. He's still 4. 142.10.4.
Hello, the vehicle transport to us.
Major ready? Major ready.
First name is Dennis. David Edward Noah Noah Hyder Sam. Last name Cummings. Charles Union. Mary Mary Hyder Noah.
Version of editions.
With the state
My archive is almost exhausted.
We just run through like a normal Windows install process.
It's free money.
And there we are, it is installed.
And remember, we're 100 million bonds.
Finish.
340 million people
And
in
here we
America.
are back again. I need to
$36
log in.
billion is owed to the American people that the federal government has just been sitting on, that hasn't been returned. And now we're going to start doing it. If I can just...
Councilman Paxton.
Thank you.
Did I skip Mark? Paxton, I'm sorry.
I think I got Carolyn Vaughn disease. So I got my lights on and nobody calls on me, and Eric and I are over here and I can't talk to him because now it's lit up.
Go ahead. Councilman.
I'll be quick. So my quick take, thank you for what you do. Thank you. Right? God bless you people. Thank you for what you do. Number one. Number two, my sense was the city gate was a big deal. Y'all spent a lot of energy on that. And
$142.10.8.
Negative fight in progress.
really campaigned. I campaigned.
The highest
for Trump,
skill is not speed,
but I
it
never
is choosing what
thought we'd
deserves
go
your
into
energy.
every city and take a really safe city that we've all been living with for years and make them safe. And now it's like a passion for me, and it's a passion for the people behind me. So I didn't get elected. I did get elected for crime, but I didn't get elected for what we're doing. This is many, many steps above. And I want to thank Stephen Miller, who's way back in the audience right there. I'd love to have him. I love watching.
That journalist has committed espionage, and the person who gave them the material has
Linux voice control stopped.
Communicating with the enemy.
On right-wing organizations to tone down their rhetoric
New file
after
sorted.
that horrific killing.
12 placed in worded folders.
About dismantling conservative institutions.
Very curious.
This week, when the president was asked by a reporter about Speaker Hortman, he claimed he didn't even know.
Quarantine 0 empty folders.
One of the most high-profile assassinations of an elected official to recent memory, and the president claims to know nothing about it, hasn't even heard of it. Absolutely devastating for his colleagues.
I'll return to later in the video, but the critical one is that if you have an NVIDIA graphics card,
The most powerful transmission is kindness. Travel further from radio wave.
Six 664 to 634. Man.
664, go ahead, please.
Sure, you can make that 20. Are you code 4? 664, I'm code 4.
We see the investigation unfold extremely quickly, and you notice in the first press conference there was very little information that was released. That's by design, and I support the limited amount of information that's released. Law enforcement wants to get it right once they start publicizing information, but this is where the resources of the federal government will come in.
And again, the FBI is helping out, and it would seem that part of that is trying to collect video. That's what their website is for. If people
There's no victory in making someone flinch at sounds that aren't there.
I want to see it stop, so I was not happy that India was buying it.
24-1 is going to be...
It could be the Russian Trojan, huh?
Thank you.
They're going to violate my probation and send me to
Broadcasting distress towards someone is not clever. It's a confession of...
66427 is going to be 10338397.
Linux voice control stopped.
8397.
This is 64 Rolling S. Korea out of Sydney, class B2031.
152, checking, 59.
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, no...
64,000.
They're going to cause a lot of problems.
4330, signal 1 inside by the stove. And it's a signal 1 inside by the stove.
I think they were great. He reported.
$45, 12.
10-4. It takes this all 43 for you.
Section 423.
34, 34.
For underscore and underscore and underscore but underscore so underscore the underscore 20251211111638.
To support 64-bit virtual machines, we must enable virtual.
Demonstrations on Thursday and Friday. Demonstrations on Thursday and Friday. He'll announce based on their response. He'll announce the internet telephone lines and internet telephone lines and immediately based human rights activists using human rights activists using people during the demonstration while during the demonstration while Dallas and during the U.S. convention.
There's no victory in making someone flinch at sounds that aren't there.
Please indicate that there's not a vehicle, that there's no mosquito. Please indicate that there's not a vehicle, that there's no mosquito.
Is what they call Windows Live. You've also got Windows listing. Previously, we saw there is this paid or pro version of SAP, and so I thought we should. Previously, we saw.
You keep coming back? I like that. One more time, no invention.
Let's go. Round 1 base, driving on 355 reach.
I'll go down as the greatest president in history. And then he blew it. He said, I'm not sure if I put him above Washington or Lincoln. So I'm not that happy about that.
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, silence can be a medicine.
Actually, George Floyd. Still 4.
My archive is almost exhausted. Still, the strongest.
5002, radio check, enable here.
Wedge-shaped tool with a scale.
My archive is almost exhausted.
Measuring the length, the scale reads out the thickness of the wedge at that point. You slide it into a gap until it stops and read the width of the gap off of the scale. think it'll be a fun project, and it should give me a chance to use most of the tools in the shop. I'm going to make the taper gauge out of A2 tool steel. I bought it in a 1/4 inch by 3/4 inch flat bar, which should save me a bunch of time because all I have to do is cut it.
Liberty of perspective is illegal. So this executive order, I believe, is tremendously governing AI. American very much free speech. Liberty of perspective.
Okay, so it's 4043 now. Is that not perfect? Because he's probably sitting on the car right now.
The highest skill is not speed, it is choosing what deserves your energy.
I'll be out with him. We got one male detained. He admitted to throwing cocaine out the window.
Remaining complete. 23 files remained.
I've shared most of my thoughts already. But here's a classic. You don't need to be perfect.
You're searching.
But in P25, they're often the least important part of your setup. Because what actually makes you trackable usually has nothing to do with your IP address. 23.